Let's go ahead and get started, everyone. I'm just going to go over introduction real quick. So my name is Dyshawn Jordan Brown. You can call me DJ for short. I am the fitness center coordinator here at the Well Zone at Alamance Regional Medical Center. Just a little bit about me, my background. I graduated from East Carolina back in 2016, Go Pirates, with a bachelor's in kinesiology. I've been in this field starting from working at the YMCA in 2017, then worked my way up, and boom, here I am as the fitness center coordinator for this lovely, lovely organization at Cone Health. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, my webinar today and what I want to talk about this month is how to stay active as the weather gets colder. Let's go ahead and talk about today's agenda. So the things that we'll talk about today, go Pirates, I like that. I pretty much have 4 chapters that I want to talk about with you guys today. So chapter 1 is basically how winter impacts us as we age, how it affects our mood, how it affects our want and ability to exercise. Chapter 2, we're going to discuss a little bit more about the indoor and outdoor. What are the advantages and disadvantages of both of those? Chapter 3, we're going to talk about indoor and outdoor exercise ideas. What are some alternatives to certain movements, both indoor and outdoor, and some examples. And then number 4, how to stay motivated. We're going to provide some tips and tricks on how to help you stay motivated and active during the winter. All right. So, of course, chapter 1, how does winter impact us? So, as we age, and this is something we all have to go through, as we age, aging is often associated with the increase of sensitivity to the cold weather, which, like I said before, it is completely normal. We just have to ensure that we are staying safe during these winter months and protecting ourselves from things like hypothermia, which is a condition in which your body temperature gets too low. So for about senior citizens, that averages about below anywhere, I want to say it's 35 degrees Celsius body temperature, which can lead to further complications such as heart attacks, kidney disease, and liver failure. So what are some ways that we can stay safe as the winter months rage on? So make sure your house is properly heated. I don't know about some of y'all. I didn't turn my heat on until about last week when I looked at my thermostat and it was like 60. I was wondering why it was so cold. Please make sure, I know some of us, we want to save money, especially today's age, but please make sure that it's not to your detriment. So it's not to the point where it is affecting your health. If you need to turn the heat on, please turn the heat on. Make sure that you are well hydrated and well fed, making sure that you are eating nutritious meals and making sure that you are drinking plenty of water. Avoid alcohol. I'm not telling you to avoid alcohol at all costs, but avoid an excess consumption of alcohol. Make sure that you are dressed appropriately. Make sure that you are wearing, sweaters, sweatpants, socks, hats if you have to. Just make sure that you are dressing appropriately. And also, we'll discuss this as we go along in the presentation. Building muscle. Now, of course, as we get older, it's not all about, hey, we need to build up more muscle. It's more so about maintaining the muscle mass that we have. Like I said, as we go forward, we'll discuss a little bit more about that. How can winter impact our mood? So, of course, winter brings along with it colder and shorter days. And for some, it can bring on a disorder which we call seasonal affective disorder, or also SAD. And also, in some cases, it doesn't bring on SAD, but it brings on what we call just a case of the winter blues. So, with people that might be affected by seasonal affective disorder or the winter blues, that could come along with irritability. So you might find that some people are more easily agitated or annoyed and can bring on feelings of anxiety, such as feelings of worry and unease. And I know some of us, me personally, I deal with this during the winter months. Low energy, you just feel sluggish, you feel more tired, you feel like there's just no motivation to go along with. Trouble sleeping and eating. Sometimes people may suffer from insomnia. They might suffer from oversleeping, undereating, overeating, as you see, as that pertains to. And then of course negative emotions. You might have feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, and intense sadness. And then also, I don't think a lot of people really look into this one, just a loss of interest. You might find that some people just aren't participating in this in certain activities that they've once previously enjoyed, or you might find them withdrawing from their social groups, whether it's their friend group, whether it's their families. You might find that some people also do that as well. Why does this happen? So, although the direct cause of SAD and the winter blooms remain unconfirmed, it is thought that the lack of sunlight and the shorter days are, a big contribution as to why people feel that way sometimes. This could also help. Well, it also doesn't help that with the limited sunlight that happens, of course, with the shorter days, it also disrupts our melatonin, which is our sleep hormone production, and also disrupts our circadian rhythms, which is pretty much our biological clock, which that can affect our sleeping patterns and also have a big impact on our mood. Also, reduced exposure to sunlight can cause a drop in serotonin levels, which is our happy hormone, and vitamin D, which can also cause symptoms which are very similar to depression. How can low mood impact our exercise? So, of course, like I said previously in the last slide, the lack of sunlight exposure can lead to depression symptoms with seasonal affective disorder. It can affect our, anxiety, how it affects our energy, how it affects us as a whole. These things can make it challenging for some people to begin, or even for some people to continue to exercise. Now, with that being said, even though it is difficult to do, exercising is proven to improve symptoms of depression and is also a suggested form of treatment. So, no matter how hard it gets, we always try to encourage people to do some form of physical activity, some form of exercise, just so the effects of, like I said, the winter blues and seasonal affective disorder aren't as big as they could be. Can winter impact our exercise routine? It sure can. I'm glad you guys asked. So, as we know, winter, late fall, all the way up until forgot how long winter lasts, all the way up until March, I want to say. Uh, Winter can affect our exercise routine. It can affect our day in general. Cold weather. Personally, I don't like cold weather. I prefer it to be 100 degrees during the summer compared to 40 degrees during the winter. I don't like to bundle up. Cold weather, the low temperatures, and the weather create physical barriers to exercise. For example, let's just say you're an early morning person that like to exercise, but hey, as you were sleeping, it snowed a little bit. Now you're not snowed in, but you really don't trust the roads because they really haven't been plowed through and they haven't been salted yet. So you're like, well, I guess I'm just not going to exercise today. Stuff like that can happen as the weather gets colder. Shorter days. I get off work at 6 and it's already pitch black outside. I don't like that again. But early darkness can pose a barrier to people leaving the house to exercise. Some people, like I said, their mornings might be really busy, and the only time that they have to exercise is late in the afternoon sometimes. Well, if it's pitch black outside, that can, once again, going back to the winter blues and sad, it can affect our energy levels. When you look outside and it's dark outside, well, I really don't have the motivation to work out. So shorter days can affect us. Also, the holiday season, busiest time of the year with everything that is going on. It can impact our schedule. It can impact the times that we have set aside for us to do what we need to do in order to make sure that we are physically active. So I know it is busy and it's really hard to keep up an exercise routine, but at least try to set aside, personally, try to set aside at least 5 minutes just to kind of move around. And I'll talk about that in a little bit on one of our later slides as well. What are the benefits to exercising in the winter? Exercise has the same benefits all year round. Doesn't matter if it's spring, winter, fall, summer, the same benefits will be had when it comes to exercise and physical activity. But it especially helps us during the winter months. It improves our strength and balance. We all know as the winter months come along, it gets colder, there might be ice in the ground. So it helps with our ability to reduce risk fall or fall risk, also helps lower our blood pressure. I know we designate heart health month to February, Heart Health Month to us here in the Well Zone is all year round. We want to make sure that your heart is taken care of all year round. Helps lower your blood pressure, helps decrease and control your weight, helps relieve your stress. Going back to the holiday seasons, it's a very, very stressful time. Helps relieve some of that stress. It improves your mood and it increases your exposure to sunlight if we are able to make time to get outside and perform some physical activities. Which leads us to chapter 2, indoors versus outdoors. What are the pros and what are the cons of both of those? So, what are the pros and cons to exercising outdoors? Pros, you have more variety. I love being outside in nature. I love people watching. I love just experiencing the fresh air that you get to breathe in from being outside. You are able to experience the environment and all of its natural features, which in turn can help keep you more engaged. And like I said before, there's nothing better than stepping outside and just breathing in some of that brisk air first thing in the morning. It can lead to a release of dopamine, which can lead to better and positive moods and affection. What are some of the cons? You'll feel a little bit more isolated. Unless you have a partner or unless you have a group already established, it's hard to socialize with others, which can make it harder to put in full effort. Safety, like I said before, as the weather gets colder, there's more of a risk of there being ice on the ground. And going back to the first con, you're more isolated. So we should always be careful while we're outside because there is a bigger risk of falling. And especially if us being isolated, we just need to make sure that we are being aware of our surroundings. What are the pros and cons of exercising indoors? Better technology. We've all been to a gym. We've all seen the some of the tip top technology that they have in there. I feel old going to some gyms now, but you have better technology and you're able to work specific muscle groups compared to being outside. Gyms more so have machines that can target a specific muscle group compared to being outside. It might be a little bit harder to find, just anything to really target just one muscle group. Teamwork. I think most of us enjoy working in a team because having ideas or having other people around us to push us helps us put in our best effort going forward. What are some of the cons? The costs, transportation, gas prices is getting a little bit higher. Membership fees, they keep getting higher. I don't know why, but they do. But those are important factors and those are barriers that you know, might keep people away from wanting to exercise indoors. And also comparison, being around more people, many people might be worried about working out indoors because since they're around other people, they might start to feel self-conscious. Leading us to chapter 3, what are some outdoor and indoor exercise ideas and what are some activities and sports that we can do? Outdoor exercises that you can perform outdoor. Of course, you can walk, you can fast pace walk, you can slow jog, or you can straight up run. But as said before, as the temperatures drop, just be very, very cautious of ice. And to add on top of that, also hike on a safe trail. Once again, just make sure that you do your research on whatever trail you're walking on. Make sure the day of that you are looking for any warning signs, because like I said, exercising outdoors, you tend to be more isolated. But what are some winter sports and activities? Skiing, skating, snowboarding, and sledding. All great exercise ideas to add into that little sports element if you want to get your sports fix outdoors. Safety tips for exercising outdoors, dress in layers of warm clothes. Avoid cotton at all costs because once cotton gets wet, cotton stays wet and it will make you a lot colder than what you already are. Wear materials like wool, nylon, and polyester, things that are breathable. Also, protect your head, your feet, your ears, and your nose. If you have to wear a mask, wear a mask. You have to wear earmuffs, wear earmuffs. Make sure that you are wearing insulated socks and shoes. Make sure that you are wearing gloves if you have to. Just make sure you are protecting everything on your body to protect you from hypothermia. Protect your skin from dryness. We're outdoors. Skin tends to get more dry in the winter months. Watch out for ice, especially black ice, especially if you tend to work out late nights or late in the evening. Just make sure that you are being very, very cautious once again because exercising outdoors, isolation, if you fall and nobody's around, did you really make a sound? Exercise on well-plowed, salted roads and sidewalks. Make sure, like I said, I'm very cautious anytime I step outdoors and I step on the step. I always kind of rub my foot just to make sure there's no ice. Because if I slip and fall, somebody's going to pay for it. Be aware of the early sunset. Tends to get dark at about 5:30-ish. So if you are one of those people that's like, I need to get outdoors late in the evening, it's the only time I have, opt for bright colors, just so that people on the road can see you. And the most important thing, this just isn't for exercising in the winter. This is also for exercising anytime. Warm up. Loosen up those stiff joints, increase the blood flow, prevent injuries. Make sure you warm up. Indoor exercises. Walking around the house. You can't walk outside, walk around the house. Walk to that place that you haven't cleaned up in a little bit. Running on the treadmill. If you live in an apartment complex, most apartment complexes have treadmills. Get your fix there. Go to your local mall. That used to be a big thing back in the day. Just go around there, walk around, sightsee, people see, all that good stuff. Or go cycling if you have a stationary bike. Some sport alternatives, table tennis and badminton, and squash. I used to love playing squash back in college. Never understood it, but it was really fun. So those are just some alternatives if you need to get your sports fix there. And then also some more examples. You do have yoga, you got jumping rope. You got dancing, you have hula hooping. I never really was good at hula hooping. Weightlifting, you have no equipment exercise. And then, of course, you also have the fitness center. Yeah, tennis, indoor tennis is also a big thing. Indoor tennis is also a big thing. Please take advantage of anything indoors that you can, which ties into the free resources. Hey, shameless plug. We have a YouTube page for the Live Life Well team. You have exercise blogs, you have websites, and you also have other free online platforms. Also, some organizations, once again, shameless plug, such as the Well Zone, offer free classes in person and online to some people. Benefits of resistance training, just going to touch on this just a little bit. So adults, we need about 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity, and at least 2 days of muscle strengthening activity per week. This is just to, like I said, tie into that very first slide where we were talking about building muscle. This ties into helping keeping us warm. Resistance training is just a form of physical activity designated to improve our muscular fitness by exercising the muscle group against an external force. Older adults who regularly lift, either with or without aerobic exercise, which is just cardio exercise, showed a significant decrease in all-cause and cardiovascular disease mortality. So, and those with lower risk participated in both weightlifting and aerobic exercise, which also led to approximately a 41% lower risk of all-cause mortality. So, it pays to exercise for your health. Chapter 4, how to stay motivated during the winter. Tip 1, set goals, make a plan. All goals should be SMART. The last webinar led by my coworker Imani talked about SMART goals. Our goals should be a way to help keep us motivated and also measure our progress. Going back to SMART, make sure it's specific. Make sure you have a very specific goal that you want to achieve. Make sure it is measurable. How can you measure that goal? Make sure it is attainable and it is achievable. Make sure it's not just some goal that you just set out your mind. Make sure it's something that, hey, I can accurately, like I can get this. I know I can 100% achieve this. Make sure that is relevant to you, and also make sure that you set a timely manner goal. Tip 2, stay accountable. Find ways to keep yourself accountable, whether that is scheduling a specific time in your calendar every day to exercise, or at least 3 times a day. That's what we recommend, minimum 3 times a week. I'm sorry, 3 times a week. Keep an exercise diary or tracker on you. Help keep track of your progress and everything that you're doing physical activity-wise. And find you an accountability partner, whether that is somebody that's a friend, a coworker, a family member, or somebody in your general area that wants to achieve the same goals or similar goals as you do. Exercise snacks. Incorporate exercise snacks into our busy schedule. So it's not actual snacks. I'll leave that to our trusted dietitian, Kate, with all that information. But this is more so just a fitness or exercise burst that lasts approximately 30 seconds to a minute. And this is something that we want to incorporate into our day several times at least. So, for example, take the stairs instead of the elevator. In Cone Hill, especially at ARMC, we have plenty of stairs. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Carry groceries instead of using the cart, unless you have to. Like, I'm not telling you to carry 5 pounds of beef all on your hands. Make sure that if you can carry it, try to carry it instead of using the cart. Also, speed walking from one place to another, or even, especially at ARMC with our parking lot, make sure, like, try to park in further away from the entrance. That way you have a little bit more of a distance to walk. Just something that you can do, or whether it's standing up at your desk for a few minutes and just stretching, whether it's, you're kind of marching in place, or whether you're taking more frequent water breaks where you got to get up, let me grab some water real quick, walk back. Get up, grab some water, walk back. Just small things like that, or whatever you can think of that is able to keep you active throughout the day so you're not just, kind of stationary throughout the entire day. Biggest tip, make it fun. No matter what you do, don't just go to social media or any other place and follow, blindly. Hey, this person said that this will help with this, but I don't tend to enjoy it. Make sure that the exercise nest is a big thing. It's just something. Make sure you just stay active. Just keep moving. That's all I personally, and here at the Well Zone, we just want you to keep moving. Make it fun. Whether it's dog walking, playing a game with your children or grandchildren, or doing chores, turn on the music, turn on your favorite tunes, blast them throughout your house, blast them throughout your apartment. Just make whatever you're doing fun. How can I make this fun so that I enjoy it and that is not just a mundane task? Because if it is just a mundane task, more than likely you're not going to keep up with it. You're going to fall out of love with it. But if you enjoy it, doesn't feel like a task at all, you're more than willing to go out of your way to perform that movement. So make it fun, people. Make it fun. Yes, dance parties. Listen, anytime I clean, because cleaning my place takes at least a few hours, I put on the podcast, I laugh, I put on some music, I dance, I pretend like I'm James Brown, minus the splits. I like to have fun. And the last tip, how can we help? Check out our website, Live Life Well. We have plenty of resources that can tie into your well-being elements. All right. Plenty of resources. Our group exercise classes. Shameless plug again. Listen, we have a lot of things here from the Live Life Well team that we want you all to enjoy more. We have classes ranging all the way from silver sneakers to total toning and cycling. We offer classes every day at ARMC, and we also have classes in Greensboro at R&R Studios and the Green Valley. And also, going back to a previous slide, we also have a few virtual classes as well. You can check that out on our website. Check out our YouTube page. Keep up with past webinars. Keep up with our cooking classes. Keep up with our exercise videos. Keep up with everything that we are doing on the Live Life Well team via our YouTube page. It's right there. And trust me, we put out content pretty much every month. Whether it's a new exercise video, whether it's a new cooking class, whether it's a new webinar, we put out something new every single month. Also, last shameless plug. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to do this. We are approaching December. I want y'all to stay motivated. I want y'all to keep going. We have the biggest motivating factor right here, our Step Into the New Year challenge. Our goal this year is to go all the way from Burlington, North Carolina to Los Angeles, California. That is well over a few million steps. That is well over 2,500 miles. It's going to take all of us to achieve this goal. Keep you motivated. We have a goal for December. Keep you going for the winter month. Keep you warm. Keep you comfortable. Bring yourself. Bring your team. Create a team. Bring your coworkers on board. Anybody that you can get. Spread the news. Spread it around. We got something big, big, big planned for December. And this is it. And we need everybody, all hands on deck for this challenge. And this is just one of my favorite quotes, because I know I'm approaching on my time limit here. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. No matter how small your step forward is, I don't care if it's an inch, I don't care if you move at a snail's pace. When it comes to this exercise, when it comes to this physical activity, it is a marathon, it's never a race. As long as you are still moving forward, in my eyes, you're doing something that is worth achieving. So please, no matter what, just keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, keep motivating yourself. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for your friends, do it for your grandchildren, do it for whoever you need to, but just keep moving forward. All right. Whew. All right. Like I said, I am approaching my time limit here. Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been a blast. My coworker would tell you that I have been a nervous wreck all morning. I was a little bit nervous to do this, but like seeing you guys interact with it, putting a couple of smiles on a few people's faces, just getting that feedback from y'all. It was really, really, really helpful. But yes, any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you guys have on your mind before we log off for the day? Well, cool, cool, cool. Like I said, hey, you guys know where the resources are. Live Life Well, you can just go to Google, type in Live Life Well Cone Health. It should be the first link. That's where you can find everything that I showed on the previous page about our well-being elements. Hey, come down to ARMC, come see myself, come see my co-worker Imani. Show us the QR code again. Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. And I say join, 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 please, please, please. Um, but like I said, it's going to take everybody. It's going to take all hands on deck. What do we have planned for January? So, what we got planned for January? We have a promo that we are doing here for January, just for ARMC right now, where we are doing. If you join in January and you have a fitness assessment, you would get the entire month of February free. So, if you are here at ARMC, if you're here in Burlington with us, or you work here, you'll get the entire month of February free. You just have to join in January and get a fitness assessment done. That's it. Takes no more than an hour to get the fitness assessment done, but it's a great way to start up a baseline program and kind of see where your numbers are at. Tying in the SMART goals. January, we're setting those SMART goals. We're achieving what we want to achieve, and we're building what we want to build, and we're moving forward every single day in 2025. But we got to start now. And so by the time 2025 does come around, it's already programmed into our brain. It's already a routine, and we're already good to go. So the membership at ARMC is for Cone Health employees. It's $5 per pay period. But if you want to bring on your spouse or you want to bring on, a family member, then it bumps up to $10 per pay period. So essentially, it becomes about $10 a month or $20 a month. You don't have to worry about it. You'll get 24/7 access to the fitness center and all its amenities. You get 24/7 access to our showers and 24/7 access to our massage chair, which is a popular commodity. Trust me. We've had a lot of people ask us to get that thing fixed during the summertime, and it's fixed and has not stayed empty since. So yes, please take advantage of what you guys have. We love doing these things for you guys. Pop in, join a class. Like I said, we have a class at ARMC. We have a class in R&R. We have a class in Green Valley. Take advantage of what you guys have and what we offer. Like I said, I am approaching my time, but yes, thank y'all so much for having me. It's been a wonder. I hope I get to do one of these again next year, but thank y'all so much, and I will catch y'all on the next webinar. Peace. And if you have any questions, you can email me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.